I call the member for Dunkley.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker. There is no doubt that Australian citizenship and values are extremely topical at the current time, especially given the recent decisions of a couple local governments in Melbourne. And I want to put on the record, first and foremost, that I oppose those councils' decisions to change the date of Australia Day, and furthermore fully support the decision to remove those councils' rights to conduct citizenship ceremonies. Councils should be focusing on local responsibilities, not on issues relating to the federal government. Citizenship is not something to be taken lightly, Mr Deputy Speaker. Australian values indeed should be treasured, along with an appreciation of our history and how Australia as a country was shaped. And it is a shame to see recently statues representing our history being defaced, or calls for plaques to be changed or statues pulled down. The fact is that our history is our history. We need to acknowledge the good with the bad, but not eliminate that history. We are a nation of immigrants from all over the country and all over the world, and so it is critical that we ensure that citizenship affirms the values that we share and seek to further in our everyday lives. The government's citizenship reforms support this view and place a crucial emphasis on the values that guide how all Australians should behave, interact and go about their lives, whether they are new Australians or if they have been here for a long time. Just a few weeks ago, I attended the Frankston City Council's most recent citizenship ceremony and was struck by the number of people who were having citizenship conferred on them that day. It was such a pleasure to see the delight of so many new Australians and the way so many of them dressed so formally and with pride on the occasion. Many came up to speak to me afterwards, and in speaking to these new constituents and learning about where they came from and their backgrounds, this impressed upon me the significance that they clearly understood citizenship to have. And indeed, one thing I always raise at citizenship ceremonies is that my own wife came to Australia from South Korea at the age of 3 and then became a citizen. So without the benefits of citizenship, I would likely not be married to her or have my own 2-year-old daughter at this time. From what I've seen, many of our new citizens value citizenship much more than those opposite, who we have seen are so divided, so dismissive of the expectations that are placed on each and every Australian. Those opposite are so set on playing political games that they can't see the wood for the trees. Their view is so clouded by their narrow focus that they can't see that these reforms in fact reinforce the value of citizenship.
Oh, no.
The member for Watson's own comments, going back over a decade, have emphasised the importance of the values to which new Australians are asked to commit. As he aptly pointed out back in 2006, that no one was asked to commit to respecting Australian values and abiding by Australian laws. The Leader of the Opposition also recently expressed exactly the intent of these citizenship reforms back in April, stating that he thinks proficiency in the English language and time to integrate is entirely reasonable. I have also had contact, Mr Deputy Speaker, to my office from local residents as well as prospective citizens on this subject, many very supportive. For example, Tony of Frankston South and his wife Jill are aspirational citizens and contacted me in late April when the citizenship reforms were first proposed. He makes a good point in his email to me, stating that, arguably, the strengthening of the test should have been demonstrated much earlier. Respect to and for others, freedom of speech and religion, and adherence to the rule of law should always be the foundations of a civilised society. Integration into the community and evidence thereof is to be applauded. Since emigrating from England, I have joined the local groups involved with promoting cleanliness at our lovely foreshore through Frankston Beach Patrol and highlighting the need to conserve our environment. So I put to those opposite that these reforms are not only entirely appropriate, but should have been put in place long before now. These changes seek to refocus the importance of citizenship and ensure that people who aspire to it will be able to integrate into Australian society seamlessly and build our shared culture, while adding to the rich culture of Australia, which is enhanced and grows every day. And our English language requirements do help to fulfil this. Australian citizenship, Mr Deputy Speaker, is a privilege, and it is important that the Australian public not only has confidence in our migration and citizenship programs, but can be confident in the commitment of all our new Australians. Thank you.